Today I am with the Japanese tea expert, with Noli, and we are going to explore a very rare tea category, Japanese post-fermented tea. We will be right back with you in a second. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from nannuoshan, where we share the pleasure of discovering and drinking genuine farm tea. And today I am with the Japanese tea expert, with Noli.
Hello.
And we are going to explore the world of post-fermented Japanese tea. It's a very niche, can I say? Kind of tea that just few tea people know, even tea experts know. And by the way, if you're new here to our channel and you're also looking forward to expand your tea knowledge and brewing skill, then make sure to click on the subscribe button. So Noli, a few weeks ago actually, you told me that you have not only the standard, let's say, green tea, we had some kind of oolong also from Japan, but then you showed me that you have a collection of post-fermented Japanese tea. And then I thought, I know guys, many of you are into into Chinese Hei Cha, and then I thought this is something I have to share with you. So, how many of those do you have?
I think I got like 5.
5. And, you know, before we start with that, let's speak about Noli first. Basically, I'm here in Denver, and a tea friend, common tea friend, introduced it to each other. Thank you, Elsa, for that. And you've seen Elsa in some other videos in New York. And she told me, you know, in Denver there is Noli, you should meet him. And then we met and we have drunk a lot of tea since then. So what I know actually that you work for a B2B tea company here, but would you like to tell us more about your tea background?
Sure, yeah, so I moved to Japan actually 3 times, lived there a total of 2.5 years. I got used to drinking tea just as like everyday, you know, an everyday kind of thing in Japan. You go visit someone's house, they serve you tea. When I went to work in the school, there's someone that served me tea. So I just got really used to it. When I came back to the US, I was like...
Something was missing.
Yeah, I need that in my life again.
Cool, cool. Let's see what you have there.
Yeah, so I've got a few here. The Japanese different fermented teas, both aerobically and anaerobically fermented teas, generally come from the same part of Japan, like the Shikoku area or like lower part of Honshu. This is bote cha, which I believe is just an aerobically fermented tea.
Where did you buy that?
That I got at the Shimane Regional Goods Store in Ginza in Tokyo.
So if you happen to be in Ginza in Tokyo, go to the...
Or if you happen to be in Shimane, which almost nobody goes to,
then you may find these, yeah.
Yeah, the next I have is bata cha, which is actually... Bata cha isn't bata cha until you make it. This is just considered a Kurocha that you should make bata cha from.
Let's have a look at the leaves. And both of these are loose leaves, right?
Yeah.
It looks very dark. It is big leaves, and those leaves are kind of very dark. I would say it reminds me from the color a shupuer.
Yeah, some sticks in there too.
Yeah, and a little bit brighter in color. It's not that deep.
Yeah, so this is aerobically fermented, but when you drink it, when you prepare it, it's still got a rather light flavor. It's definitely not as heavy as a shupu or tea. Yeah.
So what else do you have there?
This one I barely have any left, so it looks like an empty bag, but there's some down here.
Must be good.
Yeah. This is Ishizuchi Kurocha. It's from Ehime Prefecture. On the western part of Shikoku, and this one is a anaerobically fermented tea, so I mean, I don't know if people can see it in there.
Yeah, it's just very little.
Yeah, but it's got that really sour kind of smell to it.
The smell is much more intense, as you say, acid a little bit.
Yeah,
sour.
very acidic, yeah.
And the looks is a little bit darker than the other one, but it's still a loose leaf.
Yeah, this one you can tell is a very regional tea. This is from Tokushima Prefecture, also on the island of Shikoku. This is awabancha, and this is how they actually package it in just these clear plastic bags.
And we guys, sorry, but I also don't speak Japanese, so we will write all this name down in the description below. So have a look, and you might find your luck on Google maybe.
Yeah, this one, the directions are actually printed on just a scrap paper. So, yeah, these are not very large production teas, but you can find them if you look.
And also the appearance is actually very similar to the other one, these large leaves.
Yeah, that one is actually a anaerobically fermented tea, so it's also very, very acidic. It's got that sour smell to it. And then last but not least, we have Goishicha from Kochi Prefecture, and that one's actually a bit peculiar, especially for the Japanese tea world.
Oh well, that's different. Have a look. It's compressed, so it might remind you as more of a Chinese post-fermented tea, but it's compressed in how can we say? It's like leaves on leaves, flat.
Yeah, so they're compressed and then cut into these squares.
I'm interested in this one. I think we're going to drink this one. It's fine for you?
Sure, let's do it.
Cool. All right, now we get set up and we will be back with you in a second. So here we are going to use this Kyusu. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah.
Kyusu teapot. And we are using this one chunk of, one block basically. It is about 3 grams. And here it is written that 1 is enough for 1 teapot. So let's see. How hot the water?
So they recommend boiling. We're in Denver, so it doesn't boil at the same temperature it does in lower elevation. So I set it to over 200 degrees. I actually set it to 205.
Fahrenheit, right, guys?
Fahrenheit, yeah. It won't even get there. So we have 201 degrees. This is how it's
it's kind of 94 degrees centigrade, yeah. And how long do we have to steep that?
So this is saying 4 to 5 minutes, but that's going to be quite a bit to wait. So we might do a little bit quicker steeping.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less water. Yeah. All right. So it means we will be back with you in a few minutes. So while the tea is still steeping, actually, Noli, do you know how the tea is made? Is like similar to the Chinese thing, or is different kind of Hei Cha?
Yeah, so I must admit I don't know exactly how pu'er Hei Cha is made.
All right.
I am familiar to some extent with how this is made. So Goishicha is harvested in mid-June on tea plants that are not harvested otherwise. So this isn't a second harvest, even though it's second harvest timing. This is actually the one and only harvest for these particular tea trees. And then the leaves are steamed. They're left out in a mound about 1.5 to 2 feet high, and they're left about a week to aerobically ferment.
Indoor.
I'm not sure. I believe it's indoor because they do need to control like the temperature and make sure it doesn't get too hot.
I see. It's interesting because first of all, it is in June. Now in Japan, it's not like in Yunnan. In Yunnan, you have harvest the whole year long, except in winter. But in February, they start again. But here, you actually pick only in summer with fairly large leaves. And then it is a steam tea. So it's actually the starting of the process is somewhat similar to Japanese green tea. So steaming is almost got lost in China. There are also Chinese steamed green teas like Enshi, Enshi is a place where they still do today a tea that looks very much like the Japanese one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's looking. I mean,
it's still compact.
It's one of those.
It's still all together.
Yeah, it's one of those teas you could let brew for 10 minutes if you wanted to. Should I say just a little bit more about the tea?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they pick it in mid-June, steam it, leave it out in piles to aerobically ferment for about a week. And then the interesting thing is they put them They just smash them into these wooden barrels,
Yeah.
and that's how it gets compressed. And they add the liquid from the steaming process of the leaves to the barrels, and then they seal it off and leave it for like about 6 weeks. So the whole process takes about 2 months to make the Goishicha, and that time sealed in the barrels is when it's undergoing the anaerobic fermentation that gives it the strong lactic acid sourness.
So that's again, it kind of is pretty special because it has both kind of fermentation, and the duration of the fermentation is similar to shu pu'er. So a traditional shu pu'er is 60 days.
Okay.
So that's similar, but shu pu'er is all aerobic, of course. Yeah.
Shall we try it?
Yeah.
All right. Oh wow, got a rich color there.
Yeah. But still, you know, much more, much paler than shu pu'er.
True.
If I look only at the color and I don't know what it is, I would say it's either an aged white tea or it is a very light black tea.
And you can see the square pretty much stayed intact in there.
Yeah, take it out with the hand, it's fine. There you go. It's, I cannot compare with any other tea. It's new taste to me. It's very delicate actually.
Yeah, there's definitely a prominent sourness to it.
But it's not disturbing at all. It's not like a citrus fruit. It's the delicate sourness.
And the flavor is very intense, but the aftertaste is very mild and pleasant.
Yeah, it's really a good tea. Is it kind of expensive?
Actually, yeah, this is a 20-gram bag. And I mean, expensive for Japanese teas. Like this 20-gram bag was probably about $20 in Japan.
All right. I mean, what about our guys? Can they buy these kind of things from here?
Oh yeah, it is difficult to find. This is the packaging that you get if you get it from the source. This I got at Te du Japon, or Aozuru Chapo, is a store in Tokyo. Obviously, if you can't get to Tokyo, there is a website, unomi.life. He's located in Tokyo, but ships worldwide. The website is entirely in English, so it's definitely foreigner friendly.
We will write the link in the description below. It's really good. Let's do another steeping.
Sure.
It's very mild. It reminds me a little bit, for those of you that know it, Luwang Hei Cha in China. Although Luwang Hei Cha, which is also post-fermented tea from Luan in Anhui, it is also very mild, but it is fermented only one night. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And outdoor. And here you have actually a fermentation that is 2 months long, but it's probably very mild. Like it's probably not piled like the shu pu'er, so that produce a lot of heat. I guess because otherwise it would, after 2 months it would turn much. Well, you said it is one week only aerobic.
1 week of aerobic.
So the anaerobic process might be slower actually. The transformation of the leaf.
Yeah, and that happens heavily compressed in wooden barrels that are probably from the floor up to about here. So they're
Nice.
Yeah. I will say flavor-wise, something that just came to me. It does taste, if you've had umeshu, the Japanese plum wine, it tastes kind of like umeshu without any sweetness at all. So, if
Well,
you like umeshu,
I got the plum wine. I don't know if I got Japanese plum wine.
all right, let's try the second steeping here.
Thank you for sharing, Noli. We're not really using this.
Yeah, I brought that to decant, but with 2 cups it's easy.
Yeah. Cheers. Salt. Extremely mild, yeah.
So something interesting about Goishicha, this flavor actually goes well with a lot of Japanese cuisine. And if you go to Kochi Prefecture and the town Otoyo, where this is from, you can actually get meals where there's soba noodles in a Goishicha broth. And they also use Goishicha in the noodles themselves when they're making the soba noodles.
It's kind of the next level of food and tea pairing. You cook with tea. You know that John, you know John because we have done together a couple of videos already. He's also into cooking with tea, and he proposed actually to do a video in which he cooks his specialties with tea. We are thinking about it. We have to think about how we are going to record in a kitchen. It's a bit next level, but yeah. If you're interested into these kind of things, let us know in the comments below, please. And yeah, we will make it happen.
He makes some really good stuff.
Yeah, every time we do our tea gatherings, he always brings some self-made vegan pastries usually. The mouth feeling to me is very, very round. I wouldn't say velvety because it has this sourness to it, but it's still extremely smooth.
Yeah, it's very round. It's also, it feels very thin too. Like it's easy to drink. You could drink cups and cups of this.
Yeah, it's a good tea from a good company tea. Like when you do something else, like working and you have, a nice cup of tea. It's not that kind of tea to me that need a lot of attention only for the tea. The taste is pretty much there and easy. But maybe if you do really, like they say, 4 or 5 minutes with less water, it might be that it gets a little bit of intensity.
So actually the way you're supposed to prepare this tea, which would be difficult to do with my tea setup, is that you're supposed to boil the tea
right.
for 4 to 5 minutes.
Wow, then you get the taste out.
Yeah, so it's actually, boil for 10 minutes. So you actually put one of those squares in the water and boil it that way for 10 minutes. And that's how you really get the true flavor of how it should taste. But for those of you enjoying it at your tea table at home, you can still do it with boiling water, steeping like a traditional tea.
Yeah, and probably then it can go along many brews, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's it, I would say. I hope you like this introduction to Hei Cha. Yeah, thanks a lot, Noli, for that. And maybe in the future we do something about Japanese green tea. I think it's also a topic where we have to use Noli's knowledge.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Great, thank you very much. And if you have enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give us a like. And of course to subscribe our channel if it is the first time you are on our channel. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.